got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore. I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore.
Good evening. Sorry. Good evening, everyone on the APAC server. Tonight we are following rounds 3 and 4 in the professionals tournament. So you will be a bit familiar with the tournament format here. It's a single round robin series, so each team will play the other team in the same group once. There are 8 teams in this bracket, so each team will play 7 rounds. And the top 4 will advance to the next round. The tiebreaking rules are as follows. We will need to use them if we are seeing a tie near the 4th place. So in the case of a tie, we will take a look at the head-to-head results of 2 or more teams. But first, we'll take a look at the head-to-head round wins, and if that cannot be decided, we will go and take a look at the head-to-head battle wins, and that can only be the case if there are more than if there are 3 or more clans tied with the same number of round wins. And if that cannot be decided still, then we take a look at the total number of battle wins throughout the entire professional tournament. If that can still not be decided, then we take a look at the battle duration, and this piece of information can only be obtained by Tolian herself. Not sure. My voice is not really working tonight. It sounded quite coarse. Maybe because of quite some shouting yesterday. I'm pretty losing my voice. Oh dear. So here is the table so far. We have GV, RISQ, INSRT, and Nomad in the top 4 currently. However, we are having a 4-way tie with INSRT, Nomad, EVG, and ID with 1 round win. So the results tonight could very much change the outcome of the top 4. So the timeline, we are halfway through the spring season. So first we have the group stage held from the 10th to the 13th of May. And then we have the final stage held from the 18th to the 20th of May. The Challengers tournament will be held from the 10th to the 14th of May. And here is the bracket. Tonight we begin with NQ RY versus INSRT. That will be streamed by Rose versus Rose AFK, or may I might have got it wrong. Wait a second. No, he is going to follow ID versus EVG. I think he changed his choices here. So let me change that. Because that is not the game that Rose AFK or XAFK is following. This is going to okay. So I'm going to quickly change that, and you will see the right one in the end. Right, there we go. So he's following ID versus EVG, and then no one is streaming SDIJ versus Nomad, which is another important fight. The maps tonight are Campsteer, Naval Frontier, Desert Sands, and Normandy. So the maps for round 2 will be Port Bay, Hellas, Fort Despair, and Winter Mayanovka. I would say for round 1, it will benefit teams that are good with strats. I think only Desert Sands will be the map that we will see. We will see a lot more brawls. But Campsteer, Naval Frontier, Normandy are all pretty tactical maps. So clans which are good with tactical stuff will benefit from this. I would say RISQ will be on the upper hand here, because it's RISQ versus GB is it's the matchup we are following. So this is going to be interesting. However, for round 2, Port Bay, Hellas, Fort Despair, and Winter Mayanovka are all pretty tactical too. I would say none of them looks like to be one that relies more on like the teamwork and the individual skills. Not to say that the teamwork and individual skills are not important, but these set of maps also look like all look like to be tactical ones too. And they are also quite heavy armor oriented. So the next fixture we're following will be INSRT versus EVG. So I can't really say what is going to be the case, but it appears that EVG might benefit this, or ICT, as we know they were actually the champions on the Chinese server. So I do expect their individuals. I do expect them to do pretty well. And I don't know how INSRT won against ID, to be honest with you, but it does look like EVG have the upper hand as well. So Babox have made the following predictions. We have ARWV versus INSRT, RISQ versus GV, ID versus EVG, and SDIJ versus Nom. I'm not sure why I'm repeating this, but Babox are predicting close results for these fixtures. INSRT, RISQ, ID, and Nom are predicted to win, and that is pretty much the top 4 except ID. So, will Babox get this one correct? And then we have the challengers upper bracket final, and the predictions are going to be SBZ and NEMAT going through to the final stage first. Will that be the case? SBZ and NEMAT are all really good teams. I mean, not to say RSOC and INSRT #1 aren't good teams, they are also good teams. But I would also expect these two to go through. The lower echelon championship are quite closer than I expected, to be honest with you. But it will be Scam and Sourcena going through to the the grand final, where we will also see which clan will be in the grand final. So this is a power rating before the start of the professional tournament. There will be an update after this after today, and you will see a lot of changes to the positions. I would say the top 4 is looking clearer here. EVG winning Norma is going to be a big result for EVG, but can they keep that up? We shall say. So I'll go to the room right now, the waiting room. And I am tough. I am going to follow TQT tonight, which is, I don't know. Who are they fighting? On who are they fighting in fixture 4? Oh, Akbar. Okay. Okay, we will see. We shall see. Okay, so looking at the lounge, you can also see the challengers tournament draw. But I will get myself a cup of water because I need to have my voice at 100%. But then I kind of overused my voice yesterday with the shouting and so on. So my voice today is not at 100%. So please, forgive me if my commentary is not as exciting as yesterday, although it's kind of like all over the place, but you know. I'm going to get some water, I'll be right back. I am back. So, okay, so we still have some time. We can take a look at the Challengers Tournament. So SVZ versus RSOC first in Group 1. The loser of that will face UKIL in the lower bracket final. Meanwhile, we have Group 2 INSRT with number 1 versus NEMAT. The loser of that will face TSIA. So let's jump back in to the waiting room. As we are seeing RISQ versus GB, not so juicy in the 60 TP alongside Milkshake and Mandalorian, David Attenborough in the Attenborough, which is the right pronunciation. Sorry, Attenborough in the IS4 alongside Sugar and Mugu, F Silver T100 LT and Where Super Conqueror. Familiar names for RISQ side. Over to GB, we have Berlin in the IS4, sorry, IS7, Gyang, Strift K, Nutpro, T100 LT, double T110 E5 by Doha and Monaco, Professor in the 60TP and Tokyo in the Crown Wagon, and Winter Fox. There are no keys for the stream, and the only reward for watching this stream is great games. So let's say Camstia. Juicy changing to a 50B now. One of the most successful asymmetrical tournament maps. I don't know how Wargaming pulled this off, but Camstia is pretty much the only asymmetrical maps that does not give a particular advantage to either side. But the problem for this map, as you can hear, Camstia, is that all 3 caps could be reset from both sides. So it's not rare we could see all 7 minutes being used, and we'd hope that doesn't happen tonight. Well, we're saying there is pain on his side, which is sad, but I hope that will be fixed in no time. But F Silver not spotting, dropping immediately over to A. RISQ really wants to bring it quick. Oh, Mandalorian. Oh, good shot to Doha. I don't know how GB are unable to put shots onto penetrate onto Mandalorian, because that bush is really not. I mean, you can really show your low glaces there. But Nut Pro gets a hit, and Not So Juicy takes a hit as well. RISQ holding out quite well when GB are quite aggressive over to the BC area. Although both teams have led a little bit, but RISQ seems to be doing the trading a lot better. Another shot onto Gyang. The turret is looking the wrong way. Maybe he is in a very tight, difficult situation. And if RISQ can keep this up, I think RISQ can win this one. And now the advantage is more than 2,000 in favor of RISQ, and I think GB might be looking to make a push. Mandalorian is stuck a bit while trying to pull back. And can he pull back safely now? Good shots from Mandalorian. And RISQ, despite being under a numerical disadvantage, they've led the ongoing push really well. Professor could be the first tank down, and RISQ, they need to start pushing in, because look at GB, they have sent essentially everyone to take out the double 60 TPs. But Doha is the first tank down. Professor is going to be the next tank down. It's now a 7 versus 5 situation. Mandalorian very low. Gyang also a one-shot here. But Mandalorian will be taken out. It has taken GB 3 tanks in order to kill 1. And you can see how strong RISQ is tonight with the crossfire and the focus fire. GB, the focus fire, I don't know. Might not be due to the focus fire, more to do with the shot efficiency being quite low against the 60 TPs. Way is out of the fight. It's now a 5 versus 3 situation. The first battle will go in favor of RISQ. Well done to RISQ. Not So Juicy almost fully reloaded with the clip. The first shot bounced. The second shot also bounced. The third shot is a hit. Oh, Not So Juicy, you almost wasted your entire clip. And the teammates are not happy about Juicy bouncing those shots, so Juicy, do better next time. Monaco, the last person standing. I'm just joking about Juicy, okay? Don't take it too seriously with my comment. And it doesn't matter at this point with those bounces. But you know, it's better to pan all your shots, you know. Sugar Mugu gets the kill. And yeah, of course, this is a 1-0 victory so far for RISQ. GB having a bit of cold feet at the moment, not the strongest we've seen so far. And RISQ, they were the champions of the autumn season and the spring season and the autumn season, and we all know how strong they could be. And this battle shows that they are not dropping their standards even a tiny little bit. Great position to bleed GB when they're trying to push. And RISQ gets 1. We have RISQ versus GB this time. Not so juicy, dropping the 50B because of those bounces. The captain, the caller is having none of it. None of the shenanigans. Which I'm just joking on, obviously. They're going for a little bit of a tactical change. RISQ going for double IS7s, triple 60 TPs, a Sheridan and a Strip K GB. An IS7, a Strip K, a Sheridan, double E5, 60 TP, and a Crown Bargain. We hope to have more than 40 people watching at one point. This is the battle between two title contenders, RISQ and GB. Who will get the win? I'm not sure if the stream is lagging a little bit for you, because on my iPad it does look a little bit jerky. Yeah, please let me know if it looks very jerky on your end here. But for me, it looks to be the case. We'll go back, Hamster. It's going to be RISQ on the south side and GB on the north side. Are they communicating using battle chats in the game? That would not be nice. You don't want to spend time typing your message out when you can just do your call on Discord within like 1 or 2 seconds. So let's follow F Silver and the Sheridan. Going up barely. Okay, he got up in the end. Well, where says he's supposed to cam, or is he? Oh! Big shot into Nopro, but F Silver takes 2 in return. So GB has to hit point poorly, but that's a lot of information for RISQ. They know what to do here. They could possibly get a cap or 2 with their information. They know that GB is going to send everyone to away, but only A has been captured here. Well, A is attempted to be captured, but OK Megan is being shot at for that. Good job to Not So Juicy with that position, and Doha going in straight. And Juicy will put a shot onto Doha instead because OK Men has reversed. And Juicy bounces that shot. Obviously, RISQ knows there are a lot of tanks near A, so they can capture C with impunity. Oh, but Music takes another one. In terms of trading, GB is doing better this time. Looking back at F Silver in the Sheridan, Gyeong is spotted. Oh, a shot has been attempted, but that didn't hit. RISQ's shots haven't been hitting so far. It's still early stages. It's not a brawl situation here, so the misses aren't going to matter a lot, but they will rule those missed chances when it comes to the pushes in the end, because they really need the hit point pool advantage, and they don't have it at the moment. And Sugar Mugu is now in deep trouble. Professor and OK Men are now trying to get this tank out of the fight. Oh no, I think Sugar Mugu is in deep trouble. Big shot onto Sugar Mugu by Professor, and Sugar Mugu bounces again. There are a lot of bounces coming from RISQ's area this time. RISQ perspective. A good shot onto Professor. Well, we're coming in to support Sugar Mugu. On the other hand, we are seeing some action going on for Ray. RISQ is trying to isolate some tanks, but they still don't have the hit point pool advantage, so I do fear for them. And they are not doing the focus fire perfectly too. Some of them going for OK Man, and some of them going for Professor. Well aware. Great shot onto Young. 4 versus 3 on that side, 3 versus 3 on that side. On the other hand, we are seeing RISQ 3 versus 3 near the A side, but not so Jesus is going to be in deep trouble. David Attenborough is now out of the fight, with Well Aware looking to put a big one onto Professor. The hit points are still in favor of GV, but the gap has been reduced. Now Absinthe is going to run away because, oh, big shot onto Absinthe by Nupro. But we also lost another tank here. Milkshake's now in deep trouble. I think GV will get this one back. Dohan receives a big shot from Milkshake, and Tokyo will kill Milkshake. And that's going to be a 2 versus 5 situation. Well Aware has to pan that shot to a Professor, and he does bring this to a 2 versus 4. Although RISQ has the cap, they don't have the hit points and the guns. Mandalorian now down to a 1-shot, dropping the tungsten shell, but will be killed before he can shoot, and that's going to be Gung doing the job. Nupro is not the one killing Well Aware, it is Gung, and that brings it to a 1-1. Well done to GB. They bled a lot. Well, they didn't bleed too much this time. RISQ bled a lot, and there are lots of misses at the start. It turns out to be very important misses because if they can conduct those shots, the hit point pool deficit will be that big, and the hit focus fire from RISQ is not as tight as last battle, and that really hurts because GV is able to focus fire better, and especially where in those positions they are able to focus fire better when they're closely knitted and they have a better overview at the isolated tank. So well done to GV. It is now 1-1, and we are now on to Naval Frontier. Both teams are quite even in strength, so we do expect lots of interesting ones. Saying there's a bit of lag on my stream. I don't know why. It does kind of hover between orange and red on my OBS, so I'm not sure if it's due to my internet. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm just going to stop the stream from going on my YouTube live streaming portal. So I hope this is going to improve the smoothness of the stream a bit. I don't think it's server lag because on my laptop the game is happening quite smoothly, so I do think it's due to the kind of the upload speed I'm having at the moment. But it's not impeding the quality of the stream that much, so so you're still seeing something good. Yeah, I think it's just the upload speed. The bitrate is not that high today. So let's go back. Let's not dwell on this for too long. RISQ. Red team from the south spawn with GV blue team from the north spawn. We're seeing all double MLEs from RISQ and double IS4, double IS7, and a Crown. GV will take a 60 TP and IS4, a Crown, Sheridan's Drift K, and double E5. And Nupro there to spot, but I think put the shot way too early. Spotted 3, but could have been more, to be honest with you. So the MLEs are going very aggressive, hyper aggressive. Trying to take out OK Man, but Milkshake misses that shot. Absinthe also misses that shot. So it's definitely not the best start for RISQ, but are they just going to go... are they just going to plow through here? I think they are doing that, but Milkshake is paying for this move. And I think GB are now trying to take out the double MLEs. And Mandalorian and David Attenborough really trying to take out Bulldogs of OK Man of Berlin. OK Man in deep trouble. Milkshake is going to put a big one. And David Attenborough gets the kill onto OK Man. It's now a 7 versus 6 situation at risk. They're now trying to get Young. GB are struggling to cope with the aggressiveness of RISQ, and this time RISQ the focus fire is a lot better. And I do think RISQ has the advantage, although they might lose Mandalorian very soon, and they do lose Mandalorian. Doha is the next one out. And we are seeing Milkshake probably the next one out for RISQ, as Nutpro puts a big one onto Milkshake, bringing it to a one-shot. Tokyo ready to play a shot, but not onto Milkshake, but a movie professor trying to put a big one. Good shot onto Nutpro, but F-Silver. Milkshake is now out of the fight too. It's now 5 versus 5 situation. Attribution linking up with Juicy and Lisa onto Monaco and Guillaume. This is still really close call, but F-Silver receives a bounce from Nutpro, and that would be a big one because Nutpro, that was a high alpha shot. But this has descended into pandemonium. David Attenborough's down. Young's down. Nutpro is down. F-Silver is down. It's a 3 versus 3 situation here. Tokyo has really low DPM, but the clip could be important. Lisa also on the long reload. But we could potentially see Shigemugu being the next one for GB, and I think this could be really huge. Tokyo fully reloaded now, going to unleash the entire clip. Shigemugu and hope to bounce a couple here, but no, I don't know if he could bounce the next one. Tokyo has to pan the next one, but he's waiting for the second shot to reload. No, he's not going to wait. Shigemugu is now out of the fight. I think Tokyo might have left it way too long, but then the hit points are still in favor of GB at the moment. Not so juicy gets the kill, and now Lisa now on a draw, long reload, and he is killed. Not so juicy. Can he carry this for the team? GB managing to come back from a really tough situation. I don't know how RISQ let this one go. I'm not sure if it's because of the focus fire again, but it looks a bit weird to me. But maybe it's because GB put all of their important shells in the crossfire. It's really good, and GV now leading for the very first time this evening. 2-1 it is. Alright, so well done to GB. 4 tanks to more than 2k. Maybe someone with a better perspective can let me know about how that one went to GB, because RISQ, that push was working really well for them. And the hit points are slightly in favor of RISQ as well, and the focus fire, I mean, in the mid game stages at least, it looks to be going in favor of them. I might have missed something on other ends, but it could also be GB doing crossfire extremely well too. So, so not sure what happened there, but RISQ is not. They're losing a little bit of steam, but the last battle is still pretty good stuff from them. So again, very close games, and we're going back to Naval Frontier. So let's go. Oh, not so juicy. Have to ready up. Shigemugu have to ready up very quickly. Yes, there we go. Second battle on Naval Frontier. I'm still looking at the stream, see why RISQ apparently struggles to win. But, I mean, even if we are seeing a 3 versus 3 situation, RISQ is still quite even with the hit points. So I think maybe Tokyo might have done the right thing here to shut down Sugar. I don't know. It looks a bit. I'm still at a loss as to why that happened. But let's follow F-Silver now and the T100 LT. And he's looking to spot GV. Oh, he tries to shoot, but he has not shot penetrated anyone. But you could only spot Professor fires, and it almost hits F Silver. It could have been a big shot here. Mandalorian, can you actually hold down in this area? I don't know, but he's going to put a shot to whoever's trying to cross here. But no one has received a hit so far. Oh, I jinxed it. Okay, man takes a hit. Oh, actually, there are a barrage of shots flying through the map, and we could say we're still leading with the hit points. They are bleeding better than GB. But in terms of cap points, GB will have the lead as they captured C more quickly than RISQ capturing A. So Attribution will get the cap. Oh, no, it's a reset. Tokyo gets a good reset shot, but it's just an XG splash. It's not going to do much, but GT would not try to risk another reset shot because they have the cap lead. And they're not bothering resetting A, I mean. And now, hit points are now neck and neck because RISQ have also lost some hit points. I don't know how this will go. It will rely on RISQ. Oh, good shot from Shu onto okay, man. It will rely on RISQ to rotate, or they would try to get B, which is entirely possible. A bit interested to see how GB is going to respond to that. No one is resetting B at the moment. Tokyo might be there to reset B, but Dave Attenborough gets B here, which is going to be a big one because RISQ will overtake GB in cap points, and GB are also bleeding. Shigamu gets really aggressive. However, I think he has overcommitted. He has drawn in 3 tanks onto Shigamugu, and Shigamugu's now on a survival mode. Milkshake's going to unleash the next shell onto Gyang, and Shigamugu is now left to fight for himself. And F7 needs to rotate. I think we will lose Shigamugu really quickly, although GB, the hit point advantage is firmly in favor of RISQ. But Shigamugu has to put some shots in. Milkshake is going to kill Gyang, which is important, but now Milkshake's on a really long reload, which means Monaco could potentially get Milkshake. And RISQ could have 2 tanks down here, but F-Silver has come in to save the day. F-Silver is going to put a great one onto Monaco, leaving Monaco on 1 shot, and Doha trying to put a shot onto Milkshake. Monaco is dead. Doha being chased by F-Silver. F-Silver really doing a good job here. Relieving the stress near C, but the hit points are and the hit points remain firmly in favor of RISQ. F-Silver, great shot onto Doha, and now it's going to be a 5 versus 4 situation here. Professor is now out of the fight, and RISQ, they still have B, and it's still really good stuff from them. And GB, more pressure for them to get those kills, but as we are seeing, RISQ really making use of the numerical advantage to take out the isolated tanks of GP. This is surely going to be RISQ, and it will be a 2-2 for both teams. Great job to RISQ, and okay, man, it's the last person standing. This is a lot more convincing for RISQ. If F-Silver didn't come back to save the day near C, I think it would have been a lot closer. I think RISQ could have been in a much tighter situation, but as we can say, RISQ gets an important one back. 2-2 it is. Well done to RISQ. Looking at the damage done, RISQ 6 times doing more than 2k, GB 4 times doing more than 2k. Great map awareness from RISQ and some good crossfire coming from different sides. Great cohesion. I think GB almost got away with the push near C, but they just bled way too much at the start for that to be a great for that push to be forgiven. So going to a Desert Sands now, this will be quite a different map from the first 2. Desert Sands being more individual skill based. Let's say skill based map. It's more of a skill based map. So I think GB could have the advantage here. They do have some really good individual skills, And RISQ, they are all great players. But if I remember correctly, GV is slightly better with their individual skills. So let's see about this. Desert Sands, can RISQ be able to survive this map? We shall find out. And let me end the poll now. You're saying RISQ will win. 68% of you exactly saying RISQ will win this one. 31% of you say that GV will win this one. So who is correct in this case? 2-2. The scoreline it is at the moment. It's going up evenly. There is still a lot to play for. So let's find out now. RISQ, red team from the north spawn. They're going mostly to the town. No, GV going mostly to the desert for sure. They have everyone going for that. But F-Silver might get the spots very, very early. Not Pro spotted, F-Silver spotted, but F-Silver isn't able to spot the rest of the GV team going to the desert side, which means GV is going to be safe in the desert. Oh, Lisa takes a hit here, but the 60 TPs that come from below, are they going to put a shot onto GV? Milkshake in a really aggressive position. Oh, but at the same time, RISQ will get both B and C, and that means RISQ will have the cap advantage, a strong cap advantage. Milkshake takes a hit. Reverse while fixing this track. Good shot onto Monaco and Professor as well. But will we see the 60 TPs being pushed by GV? I think we might see that. Lisa, and also F-Silver will be ready to receive that push, but Milkshake gets tracked again. And it's now down to 1,300. The focus is on to Milkshake. Now the push has come in. Juicy coming in to shield Milkshake, but unsuccessful in this case. And we have Milkshake down first. And RISQ, David Attenborough is being surrounded by the tanks of GV. Great one from GV. Professor down to one shot, and I think GV is having the advantage here. Mandalorian down to one shot. David Attenborough is now dead. Professor now out of the fight. Mandalorian is dead. It's now 4 vs 6 situation. Lisa now trying to fire onto Gyang. F-Silver needs to put another one onto Gyang. Gyang down to one shot here. But now the rest of GV team have come in to support the team. The hit points are now firmly in favor of GV. Not So Juicy down to one shot, and Doha will get the kill onto Not So Juicy. It's now a 3 vs 6 situation. F-Silver looks to put a great one onto Yang, and that brings it to a 2 vs 5 situation. With Doha very, very low, Sugar Booger still really healthy. Great focus fire, great isolation from GV. F-Silver down to one shot will be killed by Nut Pro. And that leaves Sugar Booger the last person standing. That brings GV to the match point. Well done to GV. Great isolation. A great focus fire from GV as well. RISQ's focus fire is not on point in this battle, and I think this is a huge reason why they are losing this fight. Again, GV, the individual skills and the teamwork really shows here. You really cannot fault their. You really can't fault them here. Really good stuff. I mean, RISQ tried to focus fire. The focus fire discipline was not as tight as GV. Not to say they don't know how to focus fire. They definitely know how to focus fire. But it's not as tight. It's really not as tight. GV's focus fire is really good in this one. So it's now a 3-2 lead for GV, and we could potentially see a tiebreaker. We could really see a tiebreaker if we do. We hope we could see that in the end. But as we speak, GV versus RISQ. GV will have double E5, a 6TP, a 1-3, a 200 LT, a Strift K, and an IS7. Going to wrist side, we have a quintuple 6TPs, an IS7, a Chrome Bargain. Oh, we have more than 36 people watching. Thank you for the viewership here. Are we going to be saying our tiebreaker? Currently, RISQ and GV have 2-round wins. So a round win will send them further up the table and into a comfortable position in the top 4. Anything can still happen. RISQ, they have pretty much strengthened their armor, and GV in that. So T100 LT, I really hope NotPro could surprise us with his T100 LT play. Sorry. Let's find out. RISQ has a hit point pool advantage at the start, and GV does not. GV do not. So RISQ this time will send most of the tanks again. 4 tanks to the city side, and most of GV's tanks going to the desert side. But with no light tanks at the start for RISQ, they will not be able to spot the crossing tanks. As you can see, Doha and Yang have already crossed. Professor is still crossing, but no crossfire has been. Oh my god! Professor, oh my lord. Amorak. Oh no. GB. This is a really terrible start for them. Not their fault, of course. But that Amorak surely hurts them a lot. Oh. Yikes. A has been captured by GB. RISQ that kill will give them a solid cap point advantage. But at the same time, David Attenborough and Mandalorian are quite isolated, so GV, if they're able to kill those 2 attacks, that ammo rack would not be that big of an issue. But at the same time, they have left OK Man and Monaco isolated at the back too. So Mandalorian is trying to link up the rest of the team, but there is also Holland and also Lisa supporting David Attenborough. Monaco quite low, down to a 1-shot, a 2-shot actually. Mandalorian looking to put a big one, but he's a focus for GV. Mandalorian very low, Monaco down to a 1-shot. NotPro coming in to kind of distract RISQ, and RISQ, they will get Monaco, and Mandalorian will not survive for long. Down to a 1-shot, trying to put a big one onto OK Man, dropping the tungsten shell, base shot, and he will die with dignity. Mandalorian down. David Attenborough down. It's now 5 vs 5. RISQ cannot let this one go. They've started this one well, but they need their focus fire to be on point. Focus now on Doha. But GV, they are not giving up. They are not giving up. Their focus fire is still very tight. Milkshake's now off the fight. OK Man now off the fight. Doha 1-shot. It's now a 4 vs 4. Hit points firmly in favor of RISQ. I don't see how GV can pull this one back now. They're trying to take a Lisa, which is good. Bringing it to a 3 vs 3 situation. They still have NotPro alive, which is going to be extremely crucial. If they can get NotPro out of the way, then I don't think TV is going to win anyway. Erling Haaland's still really healthy, and they're not going to capture a base. They're trying to get a kill. I mean, a kill will give you the cap points, so why bother capturing a base when you can just get a kill instead? But Haaland might be in some sort of troll. F-Silver also quite low. Base shot to Young by not so juicy. F-Silver has to pan the next one. He does. And F-Silver will be taken out by NotPro, I'm afraid. Oh no! A bounce from NotPro. And Juicy will get NotPro. Important kill here. That will cripple their mobility. And Haaland still alive. Tokyo will be hoping to have an ammo rack. But Tokyo gets taken out by Haaland. Juicy still healthy. Haaland still alive. Gyang will be hoping to land 2 ammo racks in a row, but I don't think that will be possible. Gyang is... what is that shot from Erling Haaland? What have you done? Gyang. What's a... RISQ! What are you doing, RISQ? Why are you bouncing your shots? Oh my god. Gyang might have a comeback here. If he lands the next one with an ammo rack... It is not a case though, but I mean... Imagine the situation where Gyang lands and are killing Amarak. That would have been a huge plot twist, but it is not the case. RISQ. The last couple of seconds are a little bit chaotic. You can't afford to bounce those shots, really. But GB have done all they could really to bring this one close. The focus fire is still really on point, but in a situation where you're down by one gun pretty much the entire fight, it's not going to be easy for you to win. But GB, you have to give them credits for bringing it really close. That focus fire was good. RISQ focus fire is still pretty decent, but still pretty decent. It's still pretty decent. Decent enough to bring them the victory, let's put it this way. So, going back. Now, it's a tiebreaker. There can only be one winner. Is it going to be RISQ or is it going to be GB? I think GB are finding their form. But RISQ, they're still doing enough. But Normandy is a different situation. We are back to the more tactical aspect. And they could get really campy. That's why we call it North Campy. Because the situation is that Normandy is a full cap map. C and D cap should be easily captured by either side at the start, and it all boils down to the A cap, which is going to be a cap that is quite easy. That's going to have a lot of attention. You can try cap it down with some cover, but then teams have worked out ways to reset A. And also with 3 cap points per 2 seconds of increase for capturing only 1 cap, it's possible that you could use all 7 minutes, and we do see from time to time where all 7 minutes are used. So RISQ 3-3, can they bring it to over the line? RISQ red team from the north spawn, Doha. No, GB blue team from the south spawn. As you can see, the plane crashing near B. But there will be no collateral damage onto the wrists. Tanks. Silver will capture D right at the beginning. Oh, Gyang. Will not put a shot to reset D. And RISQ will get D right at the beginning. But are we going to be seeing a push coming from GB? Good shot onto OK Man. But GB really crowding their forces near D. We can see A not being captured by RISQ. I think RISQ are preparing for a push coming in, but they have bled GB quite well at the start. Monaco down to 1,300 hit points. OK Man also bled by Mandalorian. RISQ defending nicely, but will GB be able to find a weakness? GB are forced to bleed a lot, but GB has also bled RISQ a couple here. This is going to be really intense. And Milkshake bounces the shot. RISQ bounces those couple of shots. Could be big. Juicy missing their shots onto OK Man. Down hit points are neck and neck. GB might have bled enough to facilitate a push. The hit points are now in favor of GB. GB finding a breakthrough potentially, but at the same time, RISQ are trying to find a counter push. They're trying to get Professor out of the way, but it will be a big one. Not So GC was on fire for a brief moment, but the fire has been extinguished. But Not So GC is also on 1 shot. Knuckle trying to get a kill onto Not So Juicy, but it's going to be Doha doing the kill, and Milkshake's the next one for GB. At the same time, RISQ are unable to find a kill, and they are now under a numerical disadvantage and also hit point disadvantage. Sugar Moog is killed by Gyang, and I think GB will win this tiebreaker. Well done to GB. RISQ were made to pay for their misses and bounces, and also they bled a lot. GB, they really deserve to win tonight. 4-3 victory. It was really close between these two teams, but RISQ, they will have to find another team to win tonight. Well done to GB. 4th victory, and they are going to be rooted at the top of the table, and they're going to have a really strong, they're going to be in a strong position in the top 4 and definitely a contender for the spring season. Well done to GB. Amazing focus fire, amazing shots. GB's focus fire is better than RISQ in my opinion tonight, but GB cannot lose the next 4 battles of rounds, obviously. But GB are now in a commanding position to take the crown. I mean, the top 4. And we'll go back to the lounge. Okay, so let's see the results coming through professionals tournament. Let's find out now. Okay, we do have results except for ID versus EVG that is still going on. NQRY 4-1 against INSRT and Nomad 4-2 against SDIJ. But ID definitely need to win against EVG. They lost to INSRT in fixture 2. If they lose the next one, they might have a really difficult situation when it comes to a top 4 fight. But the win of NQRY and of NQRY will send them on a 4-way tie with INSRT, NQRY, ID, and EVG at the moment. But the winner of ID vs EVG will send either one to the top 4. Nomad is back to the top 4 after winning SCIJ 4-2, and had a great job to Nomad. RISQ will stay in the 2nd place, despite the defeat against GV. They will now have. They will now have. RISQ dropped to the 2nd place. RISQ have 11 battle wins compared to Nomad with 9, so they are ahead of Nomad in the tiebreak. Right. So let's also find out the results for the Challengers tournament. Let's see. The silver El Clasico. It is really there. It is the El Clasico, to be honest. These two teams have a history of rivalry, of course. SBZ 3-0 against RSOC, which sends SBZ through to the final stage. Congratulations to SBZ. Meanwhile, Nomad 3-2 against INSRT with number 2, with the number 1. So that brings Nomad, the next team, to the final stage. Well done to Nomad. Okay, so we already have SBZ and Nomad in the upper bracket in the final stage. How about low echelon championship? Do we have results? And we have results. To go 3-0 against Crank, and they are now in the grand final. Meanwhile, Scam 3-0 against KWG, and they are now in the grand final. And Sosna 3-0 against UX, and now they are also in the grand final. It appears it will be Scam and Sosna and also Tugo going through to the final stage. But will we see another one through as a wild card in the low echelon? We'll find out later. Ooh, well, 46. Thank you very much for the viewership. Okay, so while we wait, I'll update the L rating, the power rating, and then I will. Oh, actually, let me check the results of ID versus CVG. I think they have finished. Do we have a result? And we do. ID, well done, huge win for ID, 4-3. EVG must feel gutted about that defeat, but at least ID would be in the top 4 for now. EVG will have to find another way to break through At least they won against Norman. This is very important. This is going to be important for them in the tiebreak. But EVG have lost two already, and those two are against top 4 teams, GV and ID. So they're doing well with difficult fixtures at the start. I do think EVG have a solid chance in getting the top 4. But then looking at the table, EVG currently with 1 round win. Well, it says that EVG is in the 7th position because they haven't won any head-to-head battles against ARWV and INSRT. But I think this is going to change very soon. EVG will be playing against INSRT up next. We're following that, and the winner of this could potentially be in the top 4. GV, RISQ, Nomad ID in the top 4, and RISQ, Nomad ID currently tied with 2 round wins. RISQ winning the tiebreak with 11 battle wins. Okay, so let me bring you Mapbox and see what they think about the next couple of results. I'll be back very quickly. I'll be back very soon. All right, we have the odds. Going to export that and also update my server. I'll be back very quickly. Again, sorry to keep you waiting, but we do have results. We do have graphics prepared. I need to post that here. No, that was wrong. Let me just change this. Okay. All right, so Mabox has made the following predictions. Round 4, NQRY versus GV is predicted to go in favor of GV 4-0. EVG versus INSRT is predicted to go in favor of EVG 4-2. RISQ versus Nomad is predicted to go in favor of RISQ 4-0, with Nomad's odds being quite low. I'm quite surprised about the odds we are seeing for Nomad, 8.86. I don't think it will be that low, considering RISQ having not their best performance. I would say subpar, but not like very bad, just a bit subpar. I would say the scoreline is not going to be that big. ID versus SDIJ is to go in favor of ID 4-2. Now, challengers lower bracket final, we're predicting RSOC to win, UQ 3-0, and INSRT with number 1 to win. TSIA 3-2 can INSRT with number 1, bring it home. Alright. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left, so we will have to wait. Well, actually, we do have 12 minutes to go, so I probably can play a battle. So let's do this. And I will play, and this is of course this time because I need to grind. I need to grind. I don't need my crew to be improved because my crew is going to. I mean, it's 100% crew, I believe. Okay, so let's go for this, and I need. Well, I need those tanks, so let's go for it. So can I get a third class or above? We shall find out. Oh, before I forget, I'll create a poll. Which clan would win? It's going to be INSRT. It's going to be EVG. Now you can voice your opinions with the poll. And I hope I don't have to wait for an eternity to get into the battle. because this is APAC server. It happens from time to time. You can see it on the stream as well. I hope I don't have to wait like 3 minutes. That would not be nice. And we do have to wait for a long while, which is not nice. Come on, give me a game. Come on, give me a game. Yay. There we are. A game.
Let's get this show on the road.
I'm going to... Ooh, the team's not going for a desert. Ooh, I'm not sure if I'm liking this call. Just going to use the fish to see if I could get anything spotted. Not sure anything for now. Maybe that will change.
Enemy
Oh,
armor is hit.
they are going to the city side as well. So are they actually not going to the desert? Oh no, our receiver hit from the rails. Oh, that was already a tank down, which is nice. I'm going to see if I can spot anything. And there's a heavy tank which gets super aggressive. But I can't spot anything. Oh, I'm spotted. There is a high score sitting there. Oh, there is SU-85B. I might be in trouble.
We've damaged them.
But my traverse speed is a bit
Penetration.
meh.
Frag hit.
But you're gone. Anyway. I'm going to be dead.
Everybody
Well,
out.
I got 2 tanks out of the way, pretty much. So I think this is a win. This should normally be a win. Next round you could have you should have seen it on the stream. It's 4 minutes past. Add 3 minutes to the stream because there is a 3-minute delay. The reason I don't put 3 minutes more is because it's not factual. Just remind you there is a 3-minute delay on the stream, so you cannot stream snipe, so to speak, which means you cannot see the action in real time. Ah, I should have killed the Electo. It was very juicy. That Electo is very juicy. Oh, are we actually losing this? Come on. Come on. It will be embarrassing if we lose this. Oh, there's no way we will lose this, right? Oh no, are we really losing this? Oh dear. Good lord. Oh, SU-85 still full health, so I don't think we're going to lose this. Yeah, we're going to win this one. We're going to win this. Yay. And it's game over for them. Okay, you can look at the... I mean, I didn't do a lot of damage, but I think it's enough. I have the room. Going to be ready. It's INSRT versus ICT or EVG. It's ICT playing under the guise of EVG. EVG is owned by XAFK, if I remember correctly. Previously, those guys were in P1, I think. I mean, XAFK was the GAN previously in P1 and also E7. It's a shame to see three supposedly top 8 teams not playing this season. But then we have Nomad rising through the ranks. I don't know if EVG will play the next couple of seasons, given that there will be a season, or there will be a competitive season on the Chinese server. So it's good that EVG is coming to the APAC server to fight for the spring season. I think we have come a really long way ever since with how we play tournaments on the APAC server. 2021 is pretty much the benchmark of APAC server. We really improved a lot in that year. Although 2022 we kind of dropped a little bit. We were blessed with an extremely competitive top 4 fight in the professionals tournament. And for this year, I think we started the year all right, but then coming to the spring season, we lost notable clans. And there is kind of a collapse on the Japanese competitive scene. If I am aware, like there used to be 6 clans that are competing in the top 16, and now we lost 3 of them. I think we lost RN or Wise, GRS or Saso, and then also DT and SZ. Actually, we lost 4. We lost 4. Some of the DT and SZ guys went to RSOC, but RSOC before is also an independent team. And Nomad created a second team, which is really good. And then there is also Source now, which debuted last season, which is still getting their way through the ranks in tournaments, but it will take some time for them because they are new to the scene. But yeah, but we do see quite a collapse from the Japanese side, sadly. I mean, you know the legends of Der. I mean, I think most of them went to DT now. E4D. I still remember D4D. E4D being one of the really good guys, really strong guys, and then HLV, obviously HLV. A lot of them went to GRS last year, but now with GRS not playing this season, I think we really lost a legendary clan. I forgot if TNMN is a Japanese clan. I forgot. Someone have to tell me this. Oh yes, before I forget, it's not shown on the stream because I haven't done this. So you should be able to see changes to the stream here. So Rose x AFK will follow RISQ versus Nomad. I'll be following INSRT versus EVG. We only have less than a minute now to talk you through about Port Bay, because we are seeing INSRT taking double E5s, double 60 TP, 113 Strift 200 LT, EVG on the other hand, an MLE, a bad chat, double MLEs actually, double 113s, a 90 T95 E6 and a 60 TP. EVG will be extremely gutted about the defeat, the tantalizingly close defeat against Team ID. I think that finished even longer than my games of RISQ versus GB. And INSRT, they are not in the top 4, but a strong performance against ID 4-0 if they can replicate that against EVG. EVG's chances in the top 4 will be hanging by a thread, but we will find out if that's the case. INSRT versus EVG will begin with Port Bay. As I briefed you at the start of the stream, these set of maps will be very tactical, so it all relies on whether both teams can work their crossfire well and force the opponent to make a really difficult rotation. So let's find out now. INSRT, red team from the north spawn, and ICT, blue team from the south spawn. Looking at INSRT, they're going to send their forces over to both A and B, with ICT or EVG sending everyone to C. With Kramvaga being the only, no, not the only light tank, but actually let's follow Captain Low and the Batchat 25T. He's trying to get spots for the team, but he couldn't at the moment. A is being captured by Kramvaga, the 200 LT, but Captain Low would drop immediately. Oh! How? Strashny gets great reset shot onto Captain, although it's a HE splash, but it's definitely a blind shot. Well done, Strashny. Obviously, Strashny was on the EU server. I think his team First Lions got 3rd place back in the winter season last year, although they haven't really lived up to that standard ever since. But he's still a really seasoned tournament player, so this is why you're seeing some shots. You're seeing some blind shots coming from his end, but AVG or ICT will be forced to rotate because they don't have the cap lead. But let's look at Captain Low in the Batchat. Spotting blanks. Wesley putting a great shot onto Captain Low, so the hit points are in favor of INSRT at this moment in time. And I don't know why I am doing a loop like that. Both teams are still holding up. They're still holding. EVG are trying to get information. That Batchat has not get enough information. Siraj asking for permission to spot C, and it might be good because INSRT would want to know where EVG would like to push. But it seems EVG might try to make a push over to INSRT to spawn. Strashny is spotted. Siraj is spotted, but INSRT haven't spotted the entire team of EVG or ICT at the moment. Mercy very, very aggressive in that position, going to the container ship, but he will isolate himself massively. So for INSRT to win this one, they will need to get their focus fire on point. So let's say EVG are ready to make a push. INSRT are ready to see a push coming from EVG. EVG, if they push, they need to be decisive and they need their focus fire to be on point. They will be pushing into a difficult situation. So EVG might hold off for a little bit, but they made a call to push, and INSRT should not be very difficult for them to counter this, because INSRT is trying. INSRT have a lot of tanks near spawn, but INSRT seems to be a little bit confused. Siraj is the focus for EVG, and Siraj could be the first tank down. It will be the case, and INSRT have come a really long way to try to support Siraj. And the focus fire from INSRT is not really that good at the moment. Mercy have come immediately to support the team, but EVG are struggling to find the next target. INSRT still a strong hit on pool lead, and XAFK, the fake XAFK, is going to go down. Oh, but Mercy falls to the next tank here, out of the fight here. Type is the next tank for INSRT, but Blanks is also a one-shot, mind you. It's a 5 versus 6 situation. Numerical advantage is with EVG, and the hit pool advantage also with EVG, so it will be a really tough situation. Can INSRT hold on to the cap lead? EVG ignoring C entirely. It's because Kramvaga is throwing 1 versus 1 against Captain Low. Captain Low down. Lucky Lao Mien is also down. Strashly is down to a one-shot. It's taken out by Alona. I think Alona it is the case. Wesley's the focus for ICT, and if AVG is able to get that tank out, that will be important, but INSRT will get the win because ICT totally forgot to deal with C. Allowed C to be captured by insert, if I remember correctly. It was a really tight one from insert, but insert won. That's more important for them. Let's look at the damage here. Insert 3 tanks doing more than 2k, but EVG 4 tanks doing more than 2k will go back to Port Bay. For some reason, I'm having the wrong EVG logo. I will fix this immediately and see if we can fix this one just in time. I'll be back very quickly. EVG. Ah, there we go. I see why. So bear with me while I change the logo. Okay, now I hope the right logo will be shown on the stream. So we hit the button, and with the click of the button, you will now see the right EVG clan logo as you can see here. Voila! The right clan logo of EVG is here. So let's look at the lineup of both teams. This time, insert will take double E5s, double 60TP, a Concept 1B, an IS7, and a T100 LT EVG. On the other hand, we'll take a T95 E6, a Super Conqueror, an IS7, a WZ13, a Vickers Light, a 60TP, and an MLE. I think EVG, the brawl looks like to be going to their advantage, but I think the main problem is their ignorance to the C cap. And if they have not allowed insert to get the C cap, I think it would have been a totally different story. So well done to insert for stealing C under the grasps of EVG. Especially, there's a bat chat over there. Like in the far northeastern corner. How did that bat chat allow that to happen? But then it's a bat chat. The long reload might be able to allow insert to get C. So we shall find out what's going to happen this time. Insert with most of the team going to the C side, and we are also seeing EVG committing all their forces to the C area too. But let's look at Piana and the Vickers Light going to the plateau, going to get a really good position to spot and bleed insert for life. But then at the same time, we're seeing Lucky Lam, yeah, good shot onto Strashny, and Mercy is going to cross, and he will take a couple of hits for doing so. But at the same time, EVG has bled insert. Nice. Well, insert has bled EVG nicely. More shots coming in from the insert side. So great stuff for insert. They have a good hit point pool advantage, and EVG are struggling with conserving hit points, and this is going to come back and haunt them hard. Chong is getting extremely aggressive. I think we're seeing a push coming in from insert, but is this going to work? It all relies on the focus fire. EVG has also chipped away hit points of insert nicely, so this is going to be very close indeed. It's all down to focus fire. Wesley going to put a shot onto EVG. Mercy 4 is dead. And the EVG have taken control over the corner. Strash is dead. It's now a 6 versus 5 situation. IZT are leading in terms of hit points and guns massively. And EVG, I think they have worked their focus fire a bit better. And I think this is the case. Insert a bit too impatient in my opinion. Siraj is dead. That leaves 3 tanks remaining for insert. And inserts. They have inserts. That push, I think they should have waited a little bit longer to bleed EVG just enough to push. They haven't bled them enough. And insert, when they push in, they are receiving a lot of shots from EVG. EVG definitely working their focus fire nicely. With Kramvaga, the last person standing, trying to run away, but I don't think that will be enough. Captain though will try to get C, but it's just an auxiliary cap. It will not matter too much, although it will be important, and that is why I use the word auxiliary, of course. For Kramvagen, trying to hide, but I would just, I don't know. He's trying to draw the battle for a long time. No, he's going to drown himself. Oh well. Well, people, teams are not punished for doing this. Well,
Bail out. This vehicle has
okay.
hit.
It's going to be a next battle, okay? But teams were not punished for doing this move, so... But then we have Tolly as the tournament manager. I don't know what she thinks of this. But then it's a lost cause for INSRT anyway, but it's not good showing, to be honest with you. EVG 4 tanks doing more than 2k, and INSRT really struggling in this push. Okay, now we're seeing Hellas with INSRT versus EVG. Alright, let's see. INSRT, what will they take? And what will EVG take? Or ICT? Hellas, it's similar map, although not quite, because you do not have that kind of the terrain, the elevation difference. I mean, Port Bay, there is a notable elevation difference between C and A, but not with Hellas. There is a elevation difference, but that's quite that's only encompassing quite a small area, a lot smaller than Port Bay. Then you have AB cap really close to one another. So some teams would try to get both A and B and try to force the other team to rotate. And it's not too difficult to kind of pincer from both sides, obviously. It's like a bit like Middleburg. But then what other teams would do, because there is some cover over to the spawn. Most of the teams, if they get both A and B, they will have some tanks stationed near the spawn to prevent getting pincered and be in a good position to counter push, and some tanks to hold down maybe near A. So let's see what both is going to do. Are they going to do an AB strat, or are they going for a C strat? Looking at Kramvaga in the T100 here, is going to get the spots for the team. Ali Alona is spotted. XAFK, not the streamer, is capturing the base with TJY. I don't know what it means here. It's an abbreviation, obviously, but I don't know what it means. A is captured, and EVG or ICT will have the cap lead as they captured A. Well, that means they're capturing B. C will be captured by Capital Low, and I think we might see a push coming from EVG. I think it could be a case because EVG have more tanks near A, and INSRT looks very spread out. So EVG, would they make use of this? Blanks now down to 772 hit points, and I think EVG is trying to get Blanks out of the way very quickly. And Blanks now killed by Yana. Siraj coming in to support the team, but with them already losing a tank, Chon is also a bit low. This is going to be a really tough one for INSRT with the low effective DPM, although EVG hesitated in the push. This would allow INSRT to have breathing space. If they're able to take out Lucky Lao Mian, this is going to be important. They took out Lucky Lao Mian, and it's now 6 for 6 guns are even. TJY is now dead. XAFK, the ICT player, is going to be taken out too. Oh my god, how did INSRT make a comeback here? EVG lost 2 in a row, and they will be captured by INSRT. Chon down to 1 shot. Mercy still alive, if barely, but INSRT making a comeback, punishing EVG for not making that push right at the start. They had such a huge numerical advantage, and they did not make use of that advantage. Now, 5 versus 3. INSRT surely wins the next one. Chod is now out of the fight. Captain Low dropping the reactive armor. Wesley coming in to put a huge shot onto Captain Low with Yana trying to capture B. Siraj going to do a 1 versus 1 there. A great shot onto Piana. Piana bounces Siraj. Wesley, good shot onto Captain Low. Kramwagen, good shot onto Captain Low. Strashny will put a shot. It's a miss. Sadly, with Kramwagen running around, not the one getting Captain Low. He's kill stealed. He got kill stealed. And that leaves Siraj the last one standing. And will he get kill stealed as well? No, he will not be kill stealed. He will get the kill on Piana, and it will be INSRT 2-1 win. There we go. There we go. INSRT 4 tanks doing more than 2k, and EVG 2 tanks doing more than 2k. It's a 2-1 victory for Hellas here. I forgot to update the scoreline. Sorry about that. We're back. If all else fails, drown thyself. Well. Well. There we go. Let's see about this one. Great stuff from INSRT, EVG, or ICT. They need to they had to capitalize their chances. They cannot allow the other team to breathe, because they also have a gun advantage, and also they have a strong numerical advantage near the A side. I mean, there is no reason why I shouldn't push there. Do they have cap lead? Yes, they have cap lead, but sometimes the cap lead can be sometimes cap lead can be a bit of a distraction. You really want to seal the win sometimes if you see a really good chunks. Okay, so let's see about INSRT. They're taking triple E5s, double 60 CPs, triple K, and the T100 LT. On the other hand, ICT will take a 60p, a Batchat 215 BIS7, T110 E5, and double T95 E6 ICT. Let's see where they're going this time. INSRT will commit most of the forces over to C, with EVG or ICT also doing the same. So we could see a big roar unfolding there. And Kramwagen is going to do a spot. So a really interesting position to spot. Will he spot the tanks of ICT pushing? They're not really pushing at the moment, so Kramwagen gathers very little information, but at the same time, he has found Type potentially capturing B. Type is cautious about this, and he does not drop back to B, because ICT will get C right at the beginning, and they will have the oh, ouch! Captain Low, the crossfire from the double 60 TB. Very, very painful indeed. DJY can run away safely because the 60 TB are reloading the Strashny. Bounces onto Captain Low, and now on the adrenaline, with Captain Low dropping the adrenaline to reactive armor, but he bounces. Strashny looking to put another shot onto Captain Low, but it's another bounce. Please stop bouncing, for goodness sake. B will be attempted again by Type, and that will give ICT a lot of room, because they will have 2 caps compared to INSRT with 1, and time is running out for INSRT to make a move, although it's still early days. But INSRT has made an immediate push onto Captain Low. I think this could work, because lucky Lao Mian and TJY are very far at the back Captain Low is down to one shot. Mercy gets the kill. Strashly misses the shot. Siraj very low. Siraj needs to pull back because he's very low in health. The focus on Siraj. Blank's trying to shield Siraj. Siraj pulling back. But Chon should come forward. Chon has a lot more hit points. And Siraj is dead. It's now a 6 versus 6. The rest of EVG have now come in to support the team. And Blanks is now very low. Can INSRT pull this off? C is being captured by Strashly. Alona is the focus for INSRT. Blanks now down to a one shot. Chong needs to put a shot. And Piana is taking a hit there. Chong puts a great shot. And it's now a 6 versus 4. Great shot to INSRT this time. EVG might have left this one a little bit too late when INSRT makes a push. Not to say INSRT has timed this push perfectly, but as we see, Blanks is out. Merciful is out. 3 versus 3 right now. Kronwagen is still full health, and it's in the light tank, so can do all sorts of terrible things to EVG or ICT. Strashly's down to a one shot, and we will see Backtrack killing off Strashly. Kronwagen boring with TJY and Chon. Big shots onto Type, but Type also put a good shot onto Kronwagen now. TJY almost fully reloaded. Oh, great shot onto TJY, but the full clip could be enough to kill Kronwagen. But Kronwagen will make sure he will not be killed by a clip. Bring this to a 3-1 victory for INSRT. Match point to INSRT. And the ICT, they are losing momentum here. The last 2 battles are not the battles we are expecting from ICT. They can do much better than this. I think the last battle, the tanks at the back might be a little bit too slow. Or maybe it's that the tanks are a bit too aggressive. Although they killed Siraj, which is really important, but there is an apparent disconnect in the ICT team with INSRT really good push, although they could do a little bit better with the hip on push sharing, but overall nothing much ICT could do in this case. Well, not really. I mean, they could connect with one another better with formation, but INSRT will try to bring this one to a win. Ooh. Now EVG versus INSRT. INSRT, can they bring it home? Port Despair, ICT. Now or never. If they lose this one, they will be in a really tough position to get to top 4. Meanwhile, INSRT, this is going to be an important win that will send them close to the top 4. Let's find out now. For Despair, INSRT will take triple E5 to 60 DPS, VK72, a Badger, and an I7, with EVG going for a 113, a Super Conqueror, a 200 LT double IS4, 215V, and a 60 TP. Let's find out now. For Despair, INSRT versus EVG. Oh, Siraj is making a gamble. If Jericho does not get 3k, he will be banned from the team. You don't want to do that because most likely you would do more than 2k, but very rarely 3k, unless there is one particular player that is putting a lot of shots in. One or two particular players. But anyway, actually not rarely. It sometimes happens, but I would not be the one to ban you if you don't do more than 3k. Alona crashes into the castle, did not destroy the castle, did not destroy the tank. V6 it is, I don't know. We have B being captured by Alona, and C captured by INSRT later, slightly later. So that brings INSRT just one tank away from flipping. EVG. They're trying to capture A, but is this going to be successful? Alona is spotted. Big shots coming in from Alona. First shot in, but blanks. Is he going to put another one? Nope, he's not. Oh, another shot. Double tap onto Alona. You don't want to capture A like that. That's low. INSRT led a lot from the crossfire of INSRT working the positions well. I mean, this is pretty much INSRT's game to lose. They're now leading by more than 2k hit points. And if EVG, I mean, why would they go capture A when they have a cap lead? They are just bleeding for no good reason. They have the cap lead already. They just don't have to be that greedy, mind you. And no one to reset B or... I don't know. EVG are putting themselves in a really tough situation where they don't really... although Strachny takes a huge beating from EVG's crossfire. Now, I think Strachny might have made a really terrible move here. He's now down. And it's actually 6 versus 7. The Captain Low is down. 6 versus 6. Mercy in deep trouble. I think INSRT might have thrown this one away. But Lao Mian's down. 5 versus 5 now. Alona is also quite low. Blank's doing 1 versus 1 against Alona. With XAFK, the other XAFK, going in alone, isolated. Grandvagen also in deep trouble, dropping the reactor bomb at the right time, and that could be important. Alona is down. Blank's won the 1 versus 1 fight, and Chon is coming in to support Wesley. And Piana is also very low. If Grandvagen's able to kill Piana, and that will give INSRT a really strong advantage. At the same time, INSRT have 2 caps. Siraj is going to get the kill. Not the kill, it's just a shot. Siraj is down. Might be a punishment for Siraj not killing Piana quickly enough. But it's 4 versus 2. It's all over for INSRT. INSRT will win this fixture 4-1, sending INSRT closer to the top 4. And TJY is going to brawl with Blanks with more hit points at the moment, but it's all over. INSRT's killing type will be enough to win by caps, and that is it. 4-1. 4-1 to INSRT. There we go. Okay, let's see the hit points. I mean, INSRT, the last 3 battles are really not there. Really not themselves. As you can see, 4 tags doing more than 2k for INSRT, but INSRT only 3 tags doing more than 2k here. A lot of huge mistakes from INSRT in the last battle. First of all, why would you try to get A? A is notoriously difficult to get. Top 8 teams would know how to reset A. And INSRT have cap lead. You don't want to do that. You don't want to lose it was like that. And Strachny, that was not I don't know. It's not a terrible move from Strachny. Maybe he made that call, but no one heeded that call and allowed Strachny to be farmed by INSRT. So maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's his teammates not listening to him for the push. Either way, that push isn't really that necessary. I don't think if that... well, I don't know. I don't know if that would have helped INSRT winning at a bigger margin. But that was an apparent miscommunication between the team. So yeah, 4-1 for INSRT, and that will send them at the moment to 2nd place, but we will see. We have results coming in on the for other groups, for other fixtures. Let's find it out. Okay, we do have more results. GB 4-1 against NQRY. RISQ 4-0 against Nomad, which is big one, and Marbox got it correct. Exactly that scoreline. So we are waiting for ID versus SDIJ. And looking at the table, we have GB RISQ. They will be in the top 4 for tonight. But if ID win against, if ID wins, then INSRT will be in a. If ID wins, well, actually no, INSRT will be safe in the top 4 tonight, and that will be a huge result. ID, are they able to win SDIJ? This is still going on, so you never know. But Nomad will be in the top 4 if ID do not win, and SDIJ are they able to pick one back. Challengers tournament. Let's see the final 2 teams in the grand final. RSOC 3-2 against UQ, sending RSOC through to the next to the final stage. Well done to RSOC. That was really close for them, but they totally deserved that after a strong showing in the latter half of the Proof of Skill tournament, and they should rejoice in this. However, TSIA won INSRT with the number 1 3-0. A huge win for TSIA, sending TSIA to the final stage, meaning we have our 4 teams in the final stage, and they will be SVZ, RSOC, DMAT, and TSIA, and they will be playing the grand finals now to decide who will the draw. And those games are happening simultaneously, so no one can throw. Okay, Crank 3-0 and KWG 3-0, UX 3-0. No surprises, obviously. This is the scoreline we're expecting, but are we going to be seeing who are we seeing in the end for challengers and low echelon championship? We don't know. But for now, I'll be out, and I'll see you soon on the EU server as I'll follow TKT. Anyways, good to see you all. Good to see you all. And if you are not staying up late, see you tomorrow. I'll be following fixtures 5 and 6. Ciao.